Hey y'all, Kanto back at you again with a Pokemon Go PvP video. In this video, we're taking a look at the start of Season 5 of Go Battle League, and this is going to be a very interesting season. The first cup is Little Cup, where you have to use Pokemon with a CP of 500 or below, and they have to be able to evolve, but could not have evolved in one stage of their evolution chain. So if you're thinking about bringing Pikachu, sorry, you're going to have to bring Pichu. And there are a couple of babies in this meta that are pretty relevant. Nothing is more relevant than that Pokemon dead center, Bronzor, the Steel Psychic type dominant Pokemon of the Little Cup. Now, we're going to craft our team expecting to see some Bronzors. We're going to lead off with Alolan Diglett and have Darumaka in the back. We're going to lead off into a horrible matchup against this Shelmet, but it's our very first Little Cup battle. We're not really sure how this is going to go. And that single beam hurt. That's my first lesson. If you guys want to listen, shield your charge moves, because they're going to hit really hard unless your name is Bronzor or if you can resist them. We're going to shield up this single beam on our Darumaka, dropping 2 stages. They got very lucky there. And then energy farm with Fire Fang. They bring in a Mantyke. We have to swap to our Bronzor. And this is where we can show the dominance of confusion in this cup. Also, Bronzor's stats are extremely tanky with huge defenses and HP. We're able to shield at that flame charge, raising their attack stat, and those embers were doing less damage than our confusions. Super effective fire was doing less than psychic because of how tanky we are and how glassy they were. So we're able to clean up Vulpix and then toss 2 Psyshocks into this Mantyke to pressure them to use that shield, and then we get to clean up the game with Darumaka's fast attack. We didn't want to get farmed down by Bubble and then have them throw a charge move at Darumaka, so we did swap there at the end to make sure we pick up that win. Now, looking at their team, they should have countered us, similar to this Machop. It beats our Steel type Alolan Diglett. They counter swap our Darumaka bring in with their Mudkip with a water gun. That's huge against our fire type. And we can't bring in Diglett. We have to bring in our Bronzor. And that confusion is chunking this pure water Mudkip. They're going to throw the dig, and I knew they had a ton of energy. I had to have shielded that up. Now, I don't know what this Machop's going to be throwing, so I'll shield it for safety. Probably didn't need to in hindsight, but we're able to get up to 100 energy tossing this Psyshock, and we also have a Heavy Slam saved up to throw against this Rock-type Shadow Larvitar. And Heavy Slam is also our answer to the Mirror match. So we're able to clean up that match with a super effective Steel move, and we're up 2 wins, even though we haven't had the best leads in the world. Bronzor has been dominant in these battles. Confusion and Psyshock are amazing. Here we have another Shelmet in the lead, and they actually choose to switch out, which is perfect for us. We're able to counter swap their Wooper with our best answer to their ground type moves, our Bronzor. We're going to shield up that Mud Bomb. These slaps are not dealing that much damage to us. We're actually doing more damage with Confusion than a super effective stab move. Yet again, Confusion is winning us battles. We had to use 1 shield, but we gained a swap advantage. Now, there's no reason to shield this move from Shelmet, and they're going to throw a Bug Buzz. Our first opponent had Single Beam, so you will see some unique move sets out there in the Little Cup, things that you wouldn't normally see. We are going to shield up this second charge move that Shelmet throws in order to have Bronzor capable of seeing their third Pokemon. We were thinking, hey, maybe it's week 2 Psychic, but it's actually Vulpix, and it's perfect that we brought in our Darumaka with a little energy lead to land this Fire Punch or take the shield. And that gives us a ton of value because Darumaka is the tankier of these 2 fire types, able to survive a flame charge at half health. That's huge. Now, we can't let them farm down our Bronzor and then throw that flame charge at a lower Diglett. We need to Mud Bomb that Vulpix out and then slap that Shelmet down out of the game. We are now up 3 wins with this interesting team, but we're noticing something. I'll let you think about it in this game. So we're going into this next game with Alolan Diglett against Barbroach. And those mud shots are doing some super effective damage to our Diglett, but we have the super powerful Mud Slap chunking away at their health, and we're looking about even on damage, but I realize they are faster than us to these charge moves. We're going to let it go and just farm up some energy with our Confusion. Now we are going to safety shield this potential Mud Bomb. It's just an Aqua Tail, so slight mistake, but it's okay. We did it for safety. Here comes a Stunky, and this is a Pokemon that's a very good counter to Bronzor if you're running Bite. Our opponent is running Scratch, and so that might be a slight mistake. This is rank 1, and people are going to be making some errors in how they build their team. We're going to swap in our Darumaka in order to catch this charge move and easily clean up the Stunky with Confusion. Now, that was another mistake by our opponent. They should have brought in their Dratini to answer our Darumaka because dragons resist fire, and their Stunky was their route to victory against our Bronzor. That's something we're going to be talking about in these upcoming videos, finding your win condition. Our opponent's win condition was landing crunches from Stunky into our Bronzor. If they could not do that, they could not win. But we have noticed a trend. Our entire team is weak to ground types, and so we are going to swap out 1, maybe 2 Pokemon, but I really like Alolan Diglett as a lead. It can beat Dinos because I have a high defense stat, and it slaps Bronzors if anybody actually leads one against me. We also really like Bronzor in the back because it cleans up that popular Cottony with Charm that people have been playing. So we're going to swap out our Darumaka and bring in Drifloon, which is a Ghost Flying and has the exact same moves as Drifblim, Hex, Icy Wind, and Shadow Ball. We're going to lead into this field, and I'm like, this is fine as long as they don't have Water Gun, and it's a Rock Smash field. Very interesting. We'll bring in our Ghost, which heavily resists fighting, and also doubly resists ground moves and normal moves from this Wooper. So we're going to launch this Icy Wind. We're kind of baiting out that Shadow Ball right there, but they didn't fall for it. And now we're noticing our opponent has stopped fast attacking, and it appears that they have disconnected from the game, noticing they cannot counter a Drifloon. Fighting type moves on field, they would have to land an Ice move, but we're up 2 shields, and they bring in a Tangela, and we were just immediately swapping over to our Diglett in case they had some type of Steel type. They do not. It's a Grass, so that was a slight mistake on our part, but our opponent has disconnected. We're just going to be able to clean up this match with fast attacks at this point. But they had an interesting team composition, but it is extremely weak to Drifloon, so that's something to take into account. Look at the top Pokemon on PvPoke and craft your team to answer those popular Pokemon you're going to expect. Cottony is one of them, Dino, and of course, Bronzor is dominant. So good luck in your guys' Little Cup battles. Crypto1 signing.